Hello everybody. I always start my videos the same. Alright, so today is a really exciting video because I'm doing my face complexion. I'm not going to be showing how I did my eyes, but my face is what we're going to be talking about today. And I have been doing makeup for about like 2 years, so not super long. For me, I learned eyes first, then face, but I think for most people face might be more important, but I did learn some tips and tricks, and so here you go. This is an AHA blur, so this I like to use only on my nose when I am feeling like a little bit of blackheads texture, maybe over here too. But today my skin's feeling pretty good, so don't need to go on with this, but I would recommend if you have texture problems, pore problems, a silicone base primer will help you out. And then if you want glowier skin because you have dry skin like me, I would recommend maybe starting like by really prepping the face, like really moisturizing it, and then going in with a glowy luminous primer. This primer is okay. I feel like it's a little bit drying, even though it's supposed to give you glow. It feels a little bit drying on my skin. I think it's because it's supposed to minimize pores, which is why maybe it feels a little bit too tight on my skin. But this is the MILANI Prime Light. I'm gonna go in with the Unfoundation Glow Tint. This is by the company UNDONE Beauty. I'm going to concentrate it right here because this, sorry, I'm looking at myself in camera. Okay, because right here is where I get redness around my cheeks and under my nose. It's okay. I feel like it says it's glowy, but maybe because I have dry skin, it's not super glowy on my skin. We got the primer, we got the foundation, unfoundation situation, and now we're gonna go into concealer. So this looks really bad, but this is because I use it a lot. It's my Undone concealer. It has 3 layers. This gives you like the lightest amount of coverage, this gives you like medium coverage, and this gives you like the fullest coverage. I think when I'm working with my eyes, I like to go for full coverage. Jeez, I don't know why, but I just like applying everything with my hands. I just love this because it's so creamy. So I just like to press it down into the skin. And then, I mean, today, because I took my time, it looks pretty well blended if you just press it down. But when I'm doing things quick, I just go do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And then I go in with my sponge. This one's from e.l.f. and I use the smaller size. And I just blend it out with this because it's just quicker than using my fingers. Then I like to go in with the lightest coverage over here because this is where I have some texture and it's red, and I just like to cover up like the redness. And the reason I like to use the lightest coverage is because if I use the heaviest coverage, it could look more textured on my skin. And then again, I just blend that out. The last thing I like to cover, I guess we could go with the medium one. Honestly, I feel like the medium I feel like the medium one and the heaviest coverage is almost the same, but let's just go with the medium one. So I like to put this right under my nose because that's also where I get redness. So now we're gonna get into the face, actually kind of sculpting the face. What I mean by kind of is that I'm not the best at this, but I try. So here we go. So this is my palette that I use for my face. This is just a MAKEUPGEEK palette. So here we have my contour, which is actually an eyeshadow, but it just matches me as a contour pretty well, so I just use it. My contour, my bronzer, and then I have 2 highlight colors. This is more cool, this is more warm, And then my everyday blush. I'm gonna dip my brush into my contour. And now, contour. Contour only goes like literally from here to here is where I put my contour. From here to here. It doesn't go everywhere. It's very specific. A contour color should be cooler in tone because this is a shading color. A bronzer is gonna give you that warm complexion look, while a contour is supposed to contour your face, it's supposed to sculpt it, so it's not supposed to be bronzy. It's supposed to be more grayish, cooler tone. I mean, honestly, it does depend on your skin color. When you look at your natural contour in your face, you can see that mine is a little bit more purplish, I guess, and that's exactly what this is. And so, and where you place it is not, well, mine is right here. Well, you can see the color right here. Maybe not everybody could, but I wouldn't put it too low. Maybe you could just experiment. I wouldn't put it too low because it will drag your face down, and if you put it too high, I mean, you might like cut where the highlighter would go. So somewhere in the middle. The brush that I'm using is a blender eyeshadow brush because I do not like this one on my eyes because it's kind of scratchy, so I just use it on my as a contour. And so I kind of just like blend that out. It doesn't even have to be that well blended because if you're gonna apply bronzer on top, if not, then make sure you blend it well. If you have like a big forehead, I do too, you want to contour like right, like I guess shung, well, I have hair here. So right at the hairline, yeah, I like to just place the contour more on the sides of the temple. This is called the temple, right? What's the difference between temple and forehead? I don't know. I think the temples are the sides. And then I like to take a little bit and just run it around this way. You could contour over here, but alright, we can do that just for fun. But like this, like you kind of want to do like a double chin and then just find where it's the darkest. But for some reason this doesn't make a difference, so I don't know, I don't really do this. What I've learned about doing any type of makeup is that, or anything, is that just because it looks good on someone or because somebody does it doesn't mean it will look good on you. Alright, so for bronzer I'm going to be using this really old brush. This is the e.l.f. bronzing brush. Actually, I've only had this for a year, so it's not that old, but I use it so much that it just got kind of old and it's falling apart, but it's okay. So it's literally the same part that we applied contour, but obviously this is a bigger brush, so it's going to take up more space. And we're just applying this right here. Then I like to take my brush, okay, this is showing, okay, on the contour on this side, only on this side, because before I used to do this and place it everywhere, but placing it just on this side makes space for the highlight if you do like to add highlight here. And so after you place it, you kind of just want to like blend around it, blend under, blend on top, so it's just blended into the skin. And then for the bronzer, for the contour, I went very light here before. For the contour, I went very bright in this area, but when I'm putting bronzer, I just feel like this is what gives you, that just gives you that warm complexion. I'm just blending from the side. I'm just blending from the side, not with the whole brush because you might dispose some of
bronzer pigment all over here, and really you want this area to be lighter or else it's just gonna look like too much. I'm gonna be using this blush because I'm just feeling it. This is the MILANI Baked Blush. This is in Rose Dior, and I just love this color. It's like an orange peach. Wait, peach is orange. It's like brighter than your regular peach. Okay, so for this, usually I use this brush for my blush and it works perfectly fine. I just put it on the tip area and do this. Yeah, but this blush is a little bit difficult to work with. I mean, it's like the pigment doesn't really come out using this brush, so I use some brush that comes in the it comes in right here. I like to place blush right on this area right here. Like the contour and bronzer situation was here, so on this area, so that they kind of meet and blend into each other. But I also like to place it right here, really close up to the front of my face. Some people like to only place it here, some people like it here, some people don't. It's really up to you. I just really love blush, so for me, I would just place it all over my face if I could, but that would look kind of weird. So we're gonna go with this, and I kind of just like tap the product. I guess this was not a good blush to pick, but for some reason I just feel like wearing this today. Now that we've done that, I like to use my brush just with this blush to blend everything out, and so that we don't have line strokes, and definitely blend it into your bronzer. So I forgot to say that with the tip of the brush, I like to go in here and just kind of like this direction, not like this, because again it will dispose too much product. So like this, and blend. And then if you do have the situation where it goes too much in the bottom, just grab like a foundation brush and kind of, maybe you might need to grab some concealer. I'm just gonna use the lightest coverage, pop, to take away some of the blush, because this always happens to me. But if you use powder, you could just do the same thing with powder. By the way, I forgot to say, I do not use powder because my skin is just so dry. So that blush gave a good glow, but I like to be extra glowy, so we're gonna go in with this e.l.f. fluffy eye blender, and I'm gonna go in with this champagne highlighter, which is really the only highlighter I use, and I'm just gonna be applying that over here. I like to go this way, but you don't have to. Okay, so now let me help you out if you don't know where to place your highlighter, because for some reason on this side of my face I always have trouble finding where to put it. So this side, I don't know, for some reason it's so easy, and then this side, I don't know. But anyway, you want to move your head towards all directions, up, down, side, and see where the light is hitting you. That's the best explanation I found from Robert Welsh. And you apply it, and then you might want to tap it out if it's too much, and blend it into the skin. Keep blending. Just be adding some highlight to the rest of my face. I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. jelly highlighter. I hate this one because it's so hard for me to work with. Maybe it's just because I don't have the right brushes, but what I do with this product is I tap it down so that it's in the lid, and then we have some product. I'm gonna be using the same brush. You're gonna tap it, and then you're gonna spread it around your, the thing is that this dries really quick, And then I like to apply it right here. The reason I put it in this area because I do have some under eye darkness, and it just brings some light. Like I said, look, it already kind of dried. It's really hard for me to work with this product, but again, just tap some, spread it around, but also pick some up because I spread too much, and then just tap it here to the area, and then use your fingers to tap really quick before it dries out. I feel like I overdid it. The other problem about this, when it dries matte, so yeah. I also like to put some right on top of here, but that always be rubbing out, so I don't even know the point. On my nose, and then tap, and then I like to apply some right over here also, so basically mostly on the center of the face. And look, it looks so glowy. Can you even see that on camera? I hope you can. This is the end. I like how the skin turned out. It's looking glowy. Bronzer is in the right place. Everything looks good. Before, I used to just put, like I said, my bronzer just everywhere, and I used to put my blush like really low because, like I said, I liked applying blush, but it would kind of drag my face down. The reason I don't fill out my brows is because they're too much work. It takes so long, and I don't know how to do it properly. I don't have the patience for it. Also, I just have pretty full brows. Every time I fill them in, it's too much. And number 4, when I was younger, really thin brows were in, and I still like the look of very like thin, not too thin, but like thin brows. And yeah, so for me, it's just not for me. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I forgot to put some, what do you call this, finishing spray. This is from ColourPop. I changed the bottle because the bottle broke, but I do like putting finishing spray to make my skin even more glowy, and then, you know, just fan it out. But yeah, I gotta go because I'm running late. So that is it for today's video. I really like how my makeup turned out, plus the eyes, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye!